Hi, I'm Richard, and we're at the Open Air Blues Festival in Brezoi, Vulcha, and next to me is Anna Popovic.
Hello.
Hush. That was the name of the first band you played with, and the name of your debut album.
Yes.
Why Hush?
There was a scene in the Crossroads movie. Hush, hush, somebody's calling your name. It was a long time ago, and we were all teenagers, and Raitt wrote music for that movie, and I'm a huge Raitt fan. So we loved that. Yeah, we loved that song, and we named the band after that. That was my first band in Serbia. That's how I started before I moved to Holland, and before I formed my own band, Anna Popovic band. So yeah, it was fun times.
When did you move to the States, and what was the culture shock you had when you got there?
You know what? I felt right at home. I landed in Memphis, and it was, I think, 2000, and I was like, okay, this is it. Because I've been listening to music, I was feeling that vibe and that beat my whole life. Because I started listening to those records thanks to my father. When I was 3 or 4 years old, I was listening to Howlin Wolf, and Elmore James, and Booker White, and Ray Vaughan, Ronnie Earl, Sonny Landreth, Albert King, Freddie King, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells. So I landed in Memphis. That was it. It was love at first sight, and finally they were all speaking my language. Not talking about English, they were speaking my language, my music language, and I thought that I'm gonna make it my home one day, and yeah, it's fabulous ever since. Mm-hmm.
How often do you get back home to Serbia?
I go once or twice a year. I lived in Amsterdam many years, so that's my second home. My father still lives in Belgrade, but he comes often to the States. He's a huge fan of America and of course blues. So we meet all over the world, and we jam all over the world. So there's not a huge need for me to go back, but I love it. Of course, every time I get a chance, I love going back. So. Yeah.
What are some of the blues women that you respect?
Well, I loved Koko Taylor. I grew up listening to her, Etta James, Shirley Horn. So Nina Simone. You know, I grew up listening to these girls. So yeah, these incredible women.
You started out playing.
Raitt. Did I say Bonnie Raitt? She's the queen.
You started out playing the piano, and then you switched to guitar. Why did you decide to switch to the guitar?
I always wanted guitar. I wanted guitar, and then I think at some point my father's idea was to start start with the piano, but I really wasn't interested at all. Then the next thing was like, okay, let's start with the classical guitar, the Spanish guitar, and I oh my gosh, it was the worst 2 months of my life. I couldn't wait to get a hold of electric guitar, so I finally could play his lead one, Fender, and that was it. That was my guitar. I knew it. I told him before, but it was just electric guitar. That's my instrument.
Joe Bonamassa, did you guys meet, or was it a collaboration through email?
No, we met many times. We met long ago on one of the cruises, the legendary blues cruise, and I kept on seeing him throughout the years, and he's wonderful. I played some of his cruises as well. He's got his own, right, Joe Bonamassa Keeping the Blues Alive cruise. We are actually about to play that one again. So no, Joe is amazing, you know, one of a kind. He's the biggest guitar player of this time. And it was wonderful of him to answer my text and just record the song and train. I gave him a few options, and he chose this song. And so you know, I really love the fact that I can just, sometimes I write some music thinking of these people. Like, for example, when I wrote Slideshow, I wrote that song thinking of Sonny Landreth. Like, oh my gosh, this could just as well be Sonny Landreth's song. I was so much into Sonny Landreth, and I studied his licks and stuff with Slide. So Slideshow was written for him. Then I contact him, and he likes to do it. Same was with, you know, Robert Randolph, with Joe. Robin Ford. Did I mention Robin Ford on this track, on this record, like it on top? Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Well, Kenny Wayne wrote the song, so it was just a natural thing to ask him to play some of the guitar riffs and solos. Yeah.
How many days of the year are you on the road?
Well, this year went out of hand, and it is 145 concerts. So I had a rule that I was always sticking to for my whole career, which is not going more than 120 shows, because that is just enough number for me to like have time for my family and not have to stretch and fly them over and spend time on the road with them. So this year is absolutely over the top, but I'm hoping to go to get things back on track next year. So we just do 110, 120 shows. That's a nice number, so I can record stuff and spend time writing and spend time being a mom and a wife.
And how did you feel at the Open Air Blues Festival in Brezoi today?
That was fantastic. I did not expect that. Audience was amazing, and the number of people was great. It was amazing, and man, it was just like we loved it. What a great sound. We didn't have time for sound check, so we just had a line check, but I think the sound people were very professional. You don't know what you're gonna get when you come here, so when you come anywhere. And we were pleasantly surprised. Yeah, we're gonna spread the word.
Thank you, that's great. Good luck with your career.
Thank you. You too with the festival. Keep it up. It's going great.
And we're expecting you to come on down to Brezoi for the Open Air Blues Festival.
Come on down.